how do you please your man so that he starts to open up his desires and fantasies? What can you do, ladies? I thought I would go into this topic because last week was the opposite, and I think it might be really interesting for all you guys out there watching this to hear this. And I'll go into talking about 5 specific points that I think are really important that women know about men, about their partners, about their lover, you know, and what they can do to help open them up, bring them out. You know, maybe there's been a bit of a disconnect. How do you get them involved and wanting to have sex and desire you fully, right? Now stay to the end, ladies, for the last number 5. That's the most important one you have to know. So listen through, because I build up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is how you bring it all together, okay? Before we go on, I just want to tell you about a May special that I'm having on my online programs. Just for this May, because I want to get you guys started in exploring and trying new things. All my courses, there's 3 great courses, are $44 each. Orgasmic Living for Women, Threesome Formula for couples or singles, and Deeper Us for couples. 3 great exploratory programs. You can go on your own time. $44 for one program. It's an excellent deal, considering these programs are usually $300 or $400 each. And you can buy a package of all 3 if you really want to go crazy for $111. And then you have all this great content, PDFs, lots of information about really looking deep within yourself. Now, let's get back into what women can do to please their partner. So, I'm going to start right away. Number 1, wait for your guy to answer. Okay. Now we as feminine beings tend to want answers right away. We want information right away, and we're very emotional, and we're very expressive and passionate, and like lots of emotion, lots of vitality. So generally, sometimes we ask our partners a question and we don't get an answer. And we're waiting, you know, what's the answer here? What's going on? They're just not ready. They need time. They need to process. They need to think. They need to hold it in for a bit. It might take a number of minutes. It might take a number of hours. It might take a number of days, but don't pressure, don't push. Give them the space to figure out how they want to answer, okay? Say, okay, I'll let you figure that out. Let me know when you're ready. I just wanted to throw this one in because I want us women to step back from the controlling, okay? We tend to really like to control our guys, tell them what to do and how to do it and all of that. And sometimes we'll say things or ask for something and it doesn't happen right away, or the response doesn't come right away. So I just want to start with this about giving them time to process. It's usually masculine energy processes in a different time frame than the feminine energy, all right? So give them time for that. Number 2 is that you connect to your own desires, okay? So you need to spend some time on yourself and figure out what it is that you desire, what gets you turned on right now. You know, maybe you're not into what you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You want to do something else. You don't know what that is, though. You don't really know what turns you on. Maybe you're even disconnected from your sexual energy a little bit. So go get my program, Orgasmic Living for Women. That will help you out a lot. But you can just take some time to think about it. Just take some time to think about it. What gets me excited? Think about different scenarios. Imagine different possibilities. And as soon as you kind of feel like, oh, yeah, that's kind of nice, that feeling, you know that is a possible turn on. So you want to really start to connect to your own desires so that when we get to the next question, the next one, number 3, you can ask for what you want, okay? So now you've taken some time to figure out what the desire is that you have. And your desire might be, I want a massage. I want my body to be rubbed all over by you, baby. But you have to know that that's something that you would desire. And then you will ask your partner for it clearly, directly, What I would really desire, honey, is a massage from you. Or what I would really desire, honey, is to play some kind of role play games. What I would really desire from you, honey, is to have a long, sensual, erotic evening, whatever it happens to be. But tap in. Or what I really desire from you, honey, is a threesome with another guy. Maybe that's of interest. So once you tap into the desire that you have, then it's easier to tell your partner, right? Because now you have to know first. Often I ask women, I say, well, what are your desires? What are your fantasies? And they're just like, I don't know. And maybe part of that is scared to admit what they are. But I think a big part is that they just don't know. I'm not having sex. I'm not having good sex. I'm not enjoying the sex. What gets you turned on? What kind of situation gets you turned on? When you figure that out, then you can tell your partner, and then he has some information that's very important to move forward, to take some steps. He can then think, oh, she wants to do that. And he can start planning, and you can start planning to make it actually happen, make it a reality. Okay? So the next thing, number 4, so now you have decided on some desires, you've started to express, and you want to start to feel your body you want to feel sexual, right? You want to feel sensual, erotic, beautiful. So start to think about what you can wear that makes you feel that way. How can you start to look more sensual for yourself? So, if you feel like you look at your underwear, you're like, oh, these are like, I've had these for like 20 years. Like, maybe if I got some nice underwear, it might feel better, or a beautiful bra, or a lovely negligee, or certain kinds of clothes would make me feel very sexy, or maybe it's jewelry that makes you feel very sexy and beautiful. Get yourself some things that make you feel amazing, that make you feel like the goddess, right? And it will radiate from you because you're tapping in. We talk about the inside desires, and then you're going to express it in how you show up in your life, in your world. Okay. And the last thing, number 5, that I want to talk about that is probably the most important is to pleasure yourself. Do some self-pleasure, I would say, on a daily basis, but at least once a week, right? Self-pleasure doesn't necessarily mean just masturbating, okay? Again, orgasmic living for women goes into some self-pleasure practices, but, some things you can do is what is pleasurable to you? What is a thing that is pleasurable to you? Maybe it's putting your hands in the dirt and gardening and just getting dirt all over the place. Maybe it's having a luxurious bath with candles and a glass of wine, Maybe it's, I don't know. Everybody has different things, but also I would suggest just touching your body, feeling your body, spending some time with yourself, spending some time with what your body feels like, what parts of your body like to be touched. Get excited by being touched, and I mean? Going through everything, your hair and your face and all over your body, right? Spend some time with yourself, pleasuring yourself. Now, the reason I say this and all of these things that I'm mentioning above is that most women sort of fall into that feminine energy kind of feel, which is more about letting go and flowing and spontaneity and emotions and, and really tapping into the intuitive part of your being. So you want to connect into that sometimes so that you can start to generate the sexual energy in your body and radiate that sexual energy in your life. The more pleasure you feel within yourself, the more your partner will step into his masculine and get excited by that, because he's all about watching the feminine in pleasure, holding space for the feminine in pleasure, right? So that's where you want to go. I spend lots of time doing lots of self-pleasures, and so I feel good, so I feel beautiful, so I feel pleasure. And so when I'm with my partner, I am thinking about myself. How do I want to pleasure myself? How do I like to be pleasured? I'm the goddess, I'm the queen, right? And he wants to, yes, he wants to pleasure me. He wants to see me come alive with orgasm and excitement and, ultimately, right? So give some of these tools a try. They are super powerful if you haven't done them before, and if you are starting to, or you just do a little bit, expand it, open it up, play around some more. Get some of my programs when they're on such a good price right now so that you can explore deeper. Maybe you want to have some sessions with me, some private coaching sessions. That's also possible. You can just go down into my description and click a consultation with me. I give you free consultation, and we'll just have a little chat to see where you're at and where you'd like to go, and we'll put a really individualized, I always create sort of individualized programs for each of my clients because everybody is different and everybody needs to move at their own pace, create their own way of having a sexual life. So awesome to see you here, gentlemen and ladies. I hope there's a lot of you who joined in or who have been referred by your partners, and I will see you again very soon. Much love making.